Hello and good morning. So it's actually afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. It is 1:30 and it is Thursday the 8th of December. My voice is still barely here. I've had a rough night and a rough oh my god. This has been the most stressful, weird past like 12 hours. Basically, my apartment was on fire. And so, first of all, I'm just like, I travel a lot and I'm out of my apartment a lot. And it's scary that something like this, sorry, I have like a cat hair like right here. It's really scary that something like this could happen whenever I'm like not in the apartment, you know what I mean? And I'm like not, you know, in control of like, obviously like there's no animals in the apartment or whatever like that, but just like my like stuff's in here. And if I was like on a trip and like, you know, I didn't leave the apartment whenever they're evacuating us and they just kind of assume that I'm not in there and then all my stuff goes up in flames. Like it's so terrifying that this can now happen. But anyway, I really need a sip of this Diet Coke. It has been a lot. It has been a lot. I just brushed my teeth, so that goes down horribly. So let me tell you what happened. Yesterday, at like 5 p.m. or something like that, fire alarms go off in all of our buildings. So there's like a couple apartment buildings where I live. And I was really confused, really didn't know what was happening. So I grabbed the kitties and we go outside and we're outside for a while. And basically we're all safe. Like from everything I'm gonna tell you now, me and the boys are safe. And I'm very grateful and I'm very lucky, and I don't think anyone was really injured in this at all. Which is thankfully. But what happened was the entire complex of where we lived started smoking of smoke, and it just smelt of like burning rubber and Bernie just burnt, and it was like such an intense, I have like such an annoying hair right here. I need to get this first. Anyway, sorry, my apologies. Yeah, the apartment was like stinking of smoke, and it was really bad that like the entire area was stinking of it. And so pretty soon, within like 5 or 10 minutes, I mean the entire area is covered in ambulance, police, fire people. Like we had no idea what was going on. You know, no one really knew what was happening, and it was actually like, this sounds really weird to say, but it was quite interesting because I'm a very nosy person, and I finally got to see like everyone who lives in my apartment block, like because we were all outside. So I like actually got, and I was able to like look at like who has animals and like whatever. Trust me, I was like, my main concern was like, is everyone safe? Is everything okay? Whatever. But I'm gonna be honest, there was a side of me that was very nosy that was like, oh, so y'all are my neighbors. Like, hey, nice to meet y'all. Like, I'd never seen these people ever. For like 2 years I'd been living here. There's so many new faces. This is so besides the point. So we're out there for a while, and there's different buildings, right? There's like different apartment buildings. We end up getting told that it was, don't quote me, why does my voice sound like this? That it was a fire, something went wrong in the car park. Now, the way the apartments are situated, that's a bad thing for that to happen in general, but anyway, there's a couple apartment blocks and I'm in one of them. And then the car park is completely underneath and joins all of us. So when that went on fire, it basically went up all of the apartment blocks. It's like the worst place that could have gone on fire because it like connects everywhere. I'm not laughing because of it, I'm just laughing because like, it's just like, I just can't get a moment of fucking peace. Like, do you want to know where I was when this was happening? And the only reason I'm able to like make, you know, like find any sort of like laughter in this is because I know that no one was injured in this at all. No one was injured in this at all. It's just that right before it, I sat down to film a YouTube video, and I'm gonna talk about Bobby Birds, and I was like, hi muckers, welcome back to today's video. Okay, we're gonna get into this video. And I was like 5 minutes into recording the video, and then the fucking fire alarms go off, and I hear like all this commotion. Now normally fire alarms go off, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm like because they go off so often that like you're like, all right, someone's like knocked it off. But this time it like, people were like talking, and that's whenever I was like, oh, like we actually need to leave, and I, you know, was hearing sirens outside, and I was like, oh shit. So like skip up the boys, and anyway, but I was sitting down filming, and I was like, this video is so good. I was like, I'm like 5 minutes. I'm like over the halfway point of like all of my points in this video, and I'm not gonna be able to use this video now because like I've like no idea like how to pick it up again. Like it just is, it's like the craziest ending. So if you would like to see that video, let me know. But it was just like, I'm not even like, there's no joy in this. There's no laughter in this to me. It's like, it has been the most delusional like 12 hours ever. And it was really, really, really scary. I'm gonna be honest. It was really scary, especially whenever it's not just, you know, I have the responsibility of, you know, the boys. Luckily the girls are back in Ireland, but if I'm being honest for a second here, it was really scary. I do live alone. I have a lot of things in my apartment that I actually don't want to get destroyed in a fire. But most importantly, you know, have to make sure that the boys are safe. So this was a really scary thing, and I'm kind of finding humor in it to make myself feel better, because I was really scared yesterday. Obviously everything's fine now, so like, whatever. But yeah, it was something in the car park, and we were all outside, and it was really bad. Like, we were not allowed anywhere near the property to like go in it again. And we actually were allowed in before the other properties, which was nice. But basically, when you're standing outside and you're like, don't know if you can get back into your building, and you have no idea like how bad the fire is, where the fire is, like blah 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 blah, it's a really, really, really scary situation. So yeah, it was a really, really, really weird 5 p.m. until now, and I was gonna fly to Ireland yesterday night, and obviously once something like that happens, you're like, oh my god, what if it happens again? So then I didn't, you know, fly home yesterday, but I do need to fly home today, and it's like that fear is there now, where it's like that fear has never been there within me my entire duration of living in this apartment, which you know, it's always something that can happen, but it's never been there for me for some reason. I don't know why I've never considered it. So like yesterday, it was like, like seeing everyone outside their apartment block, so many firefighters around, so many police around, just like, it really like opens your eyes to like, shit, like something can go wrong very easily, and it's like really scary. Do you want to come up, Tyler? Do you want to come up? Good boy. Oh, don't flash them. Don't flash them. Be a lady, come on. So yeah, it was scary. And I mean, our apartment, today, luckily our one isn't too bad, I'm gonna be honest, but the other apartment blocks, so it's like one apartment block, I don't know if I'm explaining this, there's one apartment block, but we're all just separated by like 10 steps. So we're all into like one name or whatever. But one of the apartment blocks in particular is like really smoky still, and like really sooty. I actually haven't even gone down to the car park. I have like no idea what it looks like. Should we go down and see? But then what if there's like nothing there, you know? Okay, let's actually go down and see the car park. Should I go down in my like fucking slippers like this? Let's do it. Okay, Tyler, I love you, but let's get down. Okay. Okay, we're gonna go down and see if there's anything. Again, we weren't really told anything, and I read online that it was a fire in the basement, but again, we really weren't told anything. I actually wonder if I've gotten an email from like my property managers. Like, I wonder if they've like explained what has happened. Feels like something they would let you know. Anyway, let's go down to the basement. Now again, I was only hearing that it was the basement from like my neighbors who I was able to meet for the first time. Hey besties. So it could have even not been from the car park. It could have been from something different, but I don't know. I mean, the car park is so huge. I really can't see anything. Like, there's soot all around the apartment complex that you would almost think that there would be some down at the car park. Now again, the car park is so huge, but I'm really not seeing anything. Okay, there's a lot of management and stuff down that side. There's like another walkway in the car park. Felt awkward walking over there. Okay, maybe that's where it is. Or maybe not, I don't know. Anyway, what a fun little walk this was. I've never shown you my basement before. Welcome. Oh my god, but look at the view today. It is so beautiful. So pretty. Okay, now I'm gonna drink my Diet Coke and kind of debrief and process last night. If you couldn't tell, I didn't sleep very well because I was scared all night. Hi, I have you currently leaning on my bag. Excuse the horror lighting that we have right here. But it is currently 5 p.m. and I'm rushing to the airport, and I mean literally rushing to the airport. Today has been a lot. There's kind of been like a lot of like announcements we've been getting through like the apartment and stuff like that, that have had to do with like heating and electric, and we've kind of had to be like on standby. We ended up finding that it was not the basement I took you to, but the basement under that, the boiler room or something like that. Like there was like a fire or like something happened. It was a cute little noise. But we've now since found out that we're gonna have no heating or hot water for the foreseeable future, because it was our boiler room for all the apartments here, because we're all connected, that was affected in the fire. So the heating company has basically just given like a statement that's like, we don't know when we're gonna fix it, like we're really busy, which is really, you know, we're already living in you know, unprecedented times when it comes to like your electricity bills and your heating bills and stuff like that. So for it all to just be completely turned off is, for the foreseeable future, is shocking. So it's just been a mess with the apartment. It literally has, and it's like I am and I'm not going away on a trip at like the best time and the worst time. Best time is I'm getting away from all the bullshit. Worst time is there's so much going on that I need to be here for. Luckily everyone's sorted in my household, and we're all good. So everything's you know, fine. For us, like, I'm, you know, lucky in that retrospect, but it's still just like really weird. Like, so anyway, like I said, I was supposed to be flying home yesterday, and today's finally whenever I'm able to fly home, but I was supposed to fly home at like 2 p.m. or something like that, but I've kind of just been like having to like wait around and, you know, figure out what's been happening with the apartment. This is like, literally looks like I'm in like pitch black. I'm not, but it's like, we've literally been just like waiting for if we were gonna get told anything or whatever. So there was like a statement put up or whatever, but it basically just means that I wasn't able to fly whenever I was supposed to today. So the only flight that's available now is at 7 p.m, which means that I need to be at the airport for 6, you know, because the gate will close at like 6:30 and I need to get through airport security and stuff. So I've just booked my Uber, which is going to get me to the airport at, talk about this for tight timing, it's going to get me at the airport for 6:05, so I'm going to have like 15 minutes to get through security and get to my gate and hopefully get on the flight. And then when I arrive at Belfast, it's just on God's timing that everything is on schedule, because if everything's on schedule, then my bus to Derry will I'll be able to make it, but if the plane is delayed or anything like that, I'm not going to be able to make my bus to Derry and I'm going to be stranded at the airport. But none of this would have happened if I had flown earlier, but it like wasn't the safest thing to fly earlier in case we were told, you know, we did, you know, whatever. So it's been it's been a day for sure. It's been a day. But you're getting the highs and lows of Vlogmas. Today is just an uncertain day, so I'm gonna go home. The good thing is I'm like smiling ear to ear because I get to see my girls tonight. My Uber's here, but I get to see Bonnie and Dolly, and I've just missed those girls so much because remember I wasn't planning on extending Paris as well, and so I thought I was gonna see them a lot sooner than what I did, and then I was really sick, so I'm just really excited to see my girls. This look familiar? I feel like we're here all the time at the airport. Anyway, it's just turned 6 p.m, which is great. Can't even see it because it means I have 45 minutes. I think I can do it. I know I can do it.
You are approaching the end of the conveyor. You are approaching the end of the conveyor.
Caution, you're approaching the end of the conveyor. If you know, you know. Oh boy. We've just landed in Belfast, and I'm like, oh. So our flight was severely delayed. Like we boarded and then it was like delayed. I'm so sorry that this video is like I'm like one thing goes next after, or one thing goes wrong after the next. I'm sorry, but today is just like that. So we're sitting on like the tarmac for like 40 or 50 minutes, whatever. So I've like missed my bus. So I'm like hoping that another one comes, but I don't think I'm gonna get back to Derry until like 1 a.m. or something like that now. I hate sounding like a little dramatic bitch, which I do in these videos, but I'm like, that was like one of the scariest flights ever, and I'm like so scared of flying, and it was really turbulent, but that wasn't the problem. Like midway through the flight, there was like 4 or 5 or 6 seconds or something like that where the plane just like dropped, and normally when something like that happens, like I'm automatically thinking about like whatever, but everyone reacted on the flight because it was like really scary. It literally like it just like went down for like a couple seconds and then it like came back up again, but like whenever it went down I like dropped my phone immediately and I like grabbed the woman beside me. I like felt so bad, but it was like impulse, like I just like immediately grabbed her arm. Like I was like apologizing like profusely. I was like, I'm so sorry. I like impulse, like just like I don't. And she was like, no, it's fine or whatever. And I felt so awkward and I felt so bad. It was like I was nearly grabbing her hand. It was like, but it was like an impulse thing, and it was like a gasp throughout like the plane of the people. And all I remember was in that second I like looked over after doing that, whatever, and like everyone's faces was like, because it like didn't feel like turbulence, it just felt like, it felt like, oh my god, the plane is going like that. And I was like, I hate talking negatively about any sort of flight as well, because I always feel like I'm putting like bad energy out there, and I don't mean that at all. I'm like, it's genuinely one of my biggest fears in the entire world. And it was so bad that they stopped like the in-service, and they like just, you know what I mean, like they didn't do like drink service or food service or whatever, like they just put the no seatbelt on the entire flight. It was like, I was never so like relieved to like touch down, but I've been on like a lot of flights with like bad turbulence and stuff like that, but that kind of feels like the first ever like a flight I've been on where it like you can like imagine, just because like it literally was like it literally was just like that. and then obviously it picked itself back up again and whatever, but it was like, normally when that happens, like, I'm normally the only one being like, or maybe there are other people doing it, but they're just like silent, whatever, and I'm always like, oh, I'm just being over dramatic. But because everyone reacted at it, it kind of then enforced me more, and I was like, oh my god, I don't think my heart has ever like beat so fast. And I remember I was just like feeling like a heartbeat in like my lips, and I was like, I know that ain't my lip filler. And I was just like, oh my god, I was so scared. I don't think I've ever been that scared in my life. So today's not been my day. So I'm just like so grateful to be on the ground. Even though it's like freezing, as you can tell. Me, I'm like, fucking hell. I'm just so grateful to be on the ground. It was really scary. It was, I have such a fear of flying. Anyway, landed. It was really scary. So, I'm just gonna like, wait until like the next bus to Derry. There's like, it's not like a direct, it's like not like a direct like company bus or whatever like that. It's like a private company, so you have to kind of wait for the next one. I think the next one's in like an hour and a half, so until then. It's been like an hour. I'm waiting for my bus. Look how haunting this is. This is normally filled with people. This keeps like playing a fucking song every like 5 minutes, and it's so haunting and so terrifying. But like every single gate is closed. I just want to go home. Okay, I have made it to Derry, and it is fucking freezing, and it is also snowing, and no taxi company is taking bookings. So we have a 30-minute walk in the fucking freezing cold and snow. It's miserable. Walking in a winter wonderland. My smile has faded today. Oh my babies. Oh my babies. Hello my babies. Hello. I'm so cold right now. I'm so sorry. Bonnie, hello. Hi. Do you want to play with your toy? There's a toy right here. Give me your toy. Give me your toy. Give me your toy. Oh my goodness, I have missed you. Do you want to come up for cuddles? Do you want to come up for cuddles? Come up for cuddles. Hello, Bonbon. Hi, Bonbon. Oh my gosh, I've missed you so much. Okay, whatever my camera is gonna record right now is gonna be all fogged up because it's so cold outside. But I'm so happy to be back with my girls again. No one make fun of how Dolly looks right now. She got completely shaved. Oh my god, I'm so tired, but I'm so glad I've made it back. Oh, Dolly, you have no idea how stressful the day this has been. It's been so stressful. And Bonnie too. Does Bonnie want to say hello? Say hello, Bom Bom. Say hello, Bom Bom. Oh my goodness. Okay, give me a moment. Okay, I have literally just been in bed cuddling with the girls. Like, I just like immediately after, because everyone's sleeping in the house. So I just came up and they're in such a cuddly mood. They're in such a cuddly mood. Bonnie specifically always is. But Dolly's never like in a cuddly mood. She's in like a let's play mood. She's in such a cuddly mood today. They've just completely lifted my spirits. I haven't ate all day. Which is not good. But I just have been so stressed and on the go. So it's like 2 a.m. now. What time is it? About to be 2 a.m. It's 10 minutes to 2. I'm really tired. But I'm gonna go downstairs, leave them up here in the bed, and go downstairs and make some sort of food to kind of close off my night. But girls, do we want to say goodnight? Want to say goodnight? Say goodnight? Alright, okay. Let's go figure out whatever food we have downstairs. Like, I know my kitchen in Brighton, but I don't know my family's one anymore. We have all different tastes in food, so this will be interesting. We'll find something. Isn't that right, Bom Bom? Yes! Good yawn. Okay, so from what I've gathered, that's actually my food. Because I don't want to just start eating through like my parents' stuff or my brother's stuff. Like my brother lives here. I have leftover spaghetti. Now this is like whole wheat stuff, which I don't know if that changes the flavor. And I just have regular. And I have butter, or they have butter. So I could make butter noodles. I haven't made butter noodles in the longest time. Like, butter noodles to me, let me follow this up. I feel like I might almost, like, forget how to make them. Because I used to, like, make them all the time. Like, it used to be one of my, like, signature dishes. Now, this was during, like, frenemies time, and it was, like, Trisha was talking about it constantly, and it was, like a really big thing that, like, frenemies was, like, pushing. Just because Trisha was always talking about it, and I was like, I'm really interested, and I want to try it. And I don't even remember if it's that good. Like, I remember tasting it or making it, like, 5 months ago or something like that. Whenever the last time, I have a video making it on my YouTube channel. And I remember not being the biggest fan of it. I remember, like, on camera, I enjoyed it. There's a fly right here. Fuck off. It's not even a fly, it's like a moth, which is terrifying. Fuck off, I hate moths. Hate moths. Leave. Oh my god, they're so fucking unresponsive. Stupid. Anyways, you win. I remember I enjoyed it when I was eating it on camera, and then, like, I sat down to... Can you fuck off? You're, like, so tiny as well. I really want to kill you, because you're really pissing me off now. Okay. Oh, shit. You're faster than I thought. Okay, well, if you want to live, leave. You know what I mean? Like, there's no point being difficult about this. Why are you being so difficult? Okay, do you want to stay down there? Leave! Oh my god. Sorry, muckers. Oh my god, it just hit me. It hit me. I hit it and it, like, hit my leg. Okay, well, you had it one of two ways. You didn't have to fucking... Okay, anyway. So I remember making it. We're just gonna, like, go back. And I was like, oh, this is not as good as what I remember it being. But I don't even know if it's, like, that nice of a dish. Is this on? Oh, do I have to press this? I swear to god, every time I come back to this house, my parents have, like, new equipment. Hello? Hello? Oh, it's heating up now. Oh, great. I was just... spent 3 minutes just doing nothing. Is it up to maximum? Yeah, it is. Alright, if you say so. But it was around that time where I had just moved. And I was on my own for the first time, and it really became like a lazy meal for me. And it's so funny because so many people say that, and it's like a lot of Americans say that butter noodles are like a dish that they make for dinner whenever, you know, they want comfort. And I remember being like, oh, that's sweet, like, you know, I have things like that from my childhood. But now I almost look at the ritual of making butter noodles, even though I think I forget how to make it, like that, because it really was something that I would make as like an easy meal, because I would be so, you know, there's some days I'd be really, you know, sad whenever I had moved, and I would just make butter noodles because it was easy. Some days I didn't want to go grocery shopping, and it was, you know, easier to just go out and get spaghetti and fucking noodles. So anyway, there's that. Is this definitely on? Yeah, it is. I like hate cooking. It's like so fucking boring. But anyway, today was such a bad day. Like a really, really, really bad day. And I saw this thing once, and it was like, when you have a bad day, or someone you know is having a bad day, like, why do we automatically go, oh, your day is going to get better? Or, you know, like, maybe the day will look up. Like, that is a quite a positive thing to say, but I saw it, and it was like, we need to also start saying, like, today wasn't a good day, but tomorrow's a new day.
instead of being like, oh, the day can still get better from here. It's like, yeah, that's also a positive way of looking at it. But also, some days just aren't great. And today was that. There's just so much stress. I hadn't slept. And it's like, I really hate coming on, especially vlogs, and complaining, because I really do look at this as like, spend my day with me. And I don't like having a day that's down. I don't, you know what I mean? But it was the reality of today. All things considered, I think I handled myself pretty well. But the plane thing just... I haven't even watched the clip yet, so I like can't even remember what I was saying. But I really was very terrified. And I'm not even... I know that people are going to make fun of me, and I completely get it. But I have such a fear of flying. Like, such a fear of flying that it's like... And because I do it often, it like never gets better. And I always ask people, like, what do you recommend? To like, it's starting to like bubble, so I'm like doing this. I actually forget what to do. I ask people like, like, what's some things you can do to get over it? And everyone is always like, medication. And it's like, it's not that easy to just get medication. I'm grateful you're all like trying to help, but like, it's not as easy as going into like a pharmacy and being like, give me pills for like flying. They don't care over here. And there's like pros and cons to our I need to put salt in the water. We're just gonna hold this. There's pros and cons to our healthcare system, and one of the pros is that it's free. Now, that does not mean... Where's the salt? Hello? I hate not being in my own kitchen. It's so fucking frustrating. Hold on. Anyways, okay, apparently we're just not gonna have salt. That's fine, I guess. One of the pros is that it's free. Obviously, that is a... Oh, I found it. That is a huge thing. But I hope people, like, know that it's also severely... I'm gonna, like, take it out and, like... It's way too much salt. The workers are underpaid. They're not paid enough. They have excruciating work hours. And it allows... Or it makes it that it's very hard to... Jesus. Maybe that's too intense. Makes it very hard to get any sort of treatment. And that is completely the government's fault, because they don't care for the NHS workers and they don't appreciate them. They don't pay them what they should be paying. And I, talk with a lot of, especially my American friends, about the healthcare out there, and it's shocking. It's like shocking. And then I tell them stories about the NHS and how it's the government making healthcare, even though it's free, like a hard task out here to like even get, that almost it feels like it's like we don't have, and so my equivalent is like anytime I've like had to get something done medically or surgery or anything like that, I've always had to go private, because the NHS is so swamped and the government aren't doing anything to help them, that it's like, even like my grandparents who need surgeries, like they're put on waiting list for years and years and years. And obviously, our healthcare is still free, but why did I go on this tangent? I have no idea. I'm scared that I'm gonna set off fire alarm. So we're gonna put on, that's a bit much, we'll put on this one, and we'll also open a window. I would literally scream if I set off my fire alarm right now whenever my parents are waking up for work in the morning. So we are going to... Oh shit, I snapped something open. We are going to try our best to not make the fire alarm go off. Oh my god, I would literally be... It's not gonna go off, right? No, I don't think it's gonna go off. Anyway, I forget how to make butter noodles, y'all. I said y'all. Oh, we're getting into the American now. So you do the water. Oh, okay, wait. You do the water. You drain half the water. Then you put butter in and you season it. But a lot of y'all don't season it. A lot of people don't season their food. And I know it's like a joke, like white people don't season their food. But I've always seasoned my food almost too much, because bland flavors, it's so unappealing to me. That's why I always like, at a bare minimum, my food needs to be drowned in black pepper. Anyways, in terms of the flight today, it was really scary, and I just, the fear is just not leaving, and it's getting worse every single flight. Because then every single flight, I'm like, oh my god, my flight hours, you know, I'm not even, I'm not, if you know what I'm talking about, but I really don't want to get into it because, and I brought it up, so I apologize, but it's like, I get so nervous even talking about why I'm nervous to fly, because then I feel like I'm putting stuff out in the universe, and it's like, oh, it's really just one of my biggest fears ever, if you couldn't tell already. And everyone else being scared by the dip down for like 5 or 6 seconds made me feel even more terrified. But it's nice to be back home, finally. I have had a really interesting 2 weeks. So the Paris trip really came out of nowhere, but kind of not really. Because the dogs were getting looked after by my parents, it kind of made going on a trip easier. And once the dogs come back to Brighton with me in January, there's going to be no trips for a while because, can I turn this off now? Yeah, there's gonna be no trips for a while whenever the dogs come back in January, because I do not have a dog sitter right now. And I'm very careful with my process of choosing one. My god, there's so many tangents. Dolly was barking, my parents are sleeping, so I had to go up and be like, shut up. So anyway, yeah, so it was like a perfect time to the dogs were getting looked after, so I went, and then I just had such a great time that I extended it. But then that kind of backfired because the extension of the trip, I ended up getting really sick, and I'm still recovering from that sickness. But I mean, it was kind of good because it made it that I didn't come back to my family whenever I was really sick. It was mainly just that fucking stomach bug and stuff like that. I'm gonna put this back on again, so ambient music in the background. So yeah, so it's an interesting upcoming period. I mean, the New York trip is in 2 or 3 days. And I love going to New York so much. I love being in America. I love Americans. I love America. I really enjoy being there. And I'm so excited to be back again. And when was I there? My birthday? Last time I was in America was October. My gap between trips is getting so thin. But I just really love America, and I love so much about the culture. And I just feel that I fit in well in New York as well. And I know I have a very touristy experience of New York, but I mean, I meet up with a lot of my friends whenever I'm there, and I just love them all so much. And I always get to sometimes run into quite a lot of viewers whenever I'm there, because that's my New York is my demographic mainly. If we're talking statistically with percentages, New York, literally the city, the state, fills up over 50% of it. So there's always a high chance that I run into someone who, whether they don't watch my videos, they're aware of me and they want to stop for a conversation, and that's always nice. And I always like doing a muckers meetup. I always like meeting up with everyone. I don't think I'm gonna do it this trip, and the reason for it is I get too anxious. And that has nothing to do with any of the people that go, because I always have the most amazing time. And actually that last time I went and did it, and we all went for coffee after, we talked for like hours, that was my favorite birthday ever, and I had the most amazing time. But that entire New York trip leading up to my birthday and on my birthday, I was just anxious and panicking about it. Again, nothing to do with you, but everything to do with, I have no idea who's going to show up. I have no security for any of you. Like, say something would happen to me. I was the one like organized something and didn't have security. Something happened at my fault. I know it's not me doing it, but say something, whatever. If something had happened to one of you who had came and I don't have security, and it's like, there's more and more people come each time we do it, which is really exciting and really cool. But at a certain stage, I have to be clever about it, that like, if we're gonna do this, it needs to be, we have no idea who like could show up at these. A lot of people on the internet do not like me. A lot of people on the internet like me. Like, it just is not the safest or smartest thing to continue doing these the way I was doing them. So I don't think I'm gonna do it this trip. And I really do, like, oh my god, my best friend has came to every single one of them that I've done, and she can vouch for me that we always meet up before we do it. Like, we go for tea, we go for coffee, I'm like borderline crying every time before we go because I'm so scared. And it has nothing to do with meeting up with you, because 10 minutes in, I'm so relaxed. And I shouldn't be, because my guard should still be up. But my guard's never up whenever I do these things, and that's the problem, because that's not looking out for me, it's not looking out for yous, and it's not safe to continue doing these. But yeah, the last time, especially on my birthday, me and my friend went for tea right before it, and I was a mess. I was like, this is gonna be the time that like someone does something and like takes me out. And then it's just, they're just not safe. Like, and again, like, I can't even preface it, like, I wasn't even gonna talk about this, but like, I can't preface it enough. It has nothing to do with people who go there because they watch my channel, but it has everything to do with the fact that none of us can vet who's going to show up to these things. It's not safe. So it's not happening this trip, and until I figure out a way to like make them very safe. I mean, the first time I fucking did it, we did it by the LAPD, or the NYPD, literally by the police station. That's how scared I was that something was, you know, that's how I felt most protected, even though NYPD don't do shit, but like, whatever. And then all the other times has been like around buildings that have a lot of security, because it's, you know, only been like 10 or 15 people. But, you know, whenever you start getting more and more people, I need to be the one that takes the initiative to be like, it's not safe to continue doing these. So we're not. Which makes me really sad, because it's like most times I go to New York now, I do them, and I've made some really amazing friendships through them as well, from people who've like came to each one, like Sky and Cara, and it's Amanda, and it's like, you know, I really do enjoy doing them, but it's just not safe. And I know a lot of you, if not most of you, who are watching this right now, understand completely where I'm coming from. So in a way, I feel like I might be more relaxed on this New York trip, because I'm not like nervous all trip for like the meetup. And again, I'm not saying it last time because it's annoying saying it now. Nothing to do with yous, everything to do with they're not safe. So I think I might be a little bit more relaxed this trip. I'm gonna be sad that, especially during the Christmas time, I'm not being able to like meet up with everyone, but it's just not safe. It's not safe. And again, I'm not going to get into it. But anyway, I'm very excited for the New York trip, though. I fly in, and then I go to the Mariah Carey concert, and then I have like a couple days of nothing, the Mariah Carey concert. But on the first show, I'm actually meeting up with a bunch of people I've never met up with before, but I've been like long-time friends with, and I'm very excited for that. It's gonna be really exciting. They're all going to the show in onesies, which is exciting. I don't have a onesie, so I like need to find one. And then the second show, the final Madison Square Garden show, me and my friend Kat are going, and she's going in a red dress and I'm going in a red suit. I just bought it today. Very excited for that. Very festive. So I'm just excited to be there and vlog and take pictures and be in the environment. And it's interesting because someone commented and was like, your New York trips look like your Paris trips in your vlogs. And I was thinking about it, and I was like, my New York trips are literally just like my Paris trips, except I'm not drinking. Like, there's no wine by my meal, there's a Diet Coke by my meal, and I don't get to go to bars, and I don't get to think, which sucks, because I would love to do that, but if you're fucking 21 to drink, whatever. So that's the difference between the New York and Paris vlogs. So there's that. And I forgot to take the butter out of the fridge, and it's like rock solid. I'm so hungry. My goodness. By the way, every single flight that I've like taken within the past to like from like home in London and home in London has been sold out. It never used to be that way. But then again, it hasn't been like the holiday season, so I think it must just have to do with the holidays. That was such a stupid thing to say. I'm so tired. I have no idea what I'm gonna do whenever I'm back in Derry. Like a couple of my friends want to meet up, but I'm so kind of just, I know that I have a hectic upcoming schedule that I'm kind of loving the idea of, like, whenever I was sitting with the dogs today in my bed like 5 minutes ago, I was kind of loving the idea of just tomorrow just like sitting in with the dogs all day, because I've guess we're just going with like a lump. Oh, I don't know how much water to drain, because I've just genuinely, like, I hate being away from the dogs, and that's why next year a really big thing of mine, a big goal, is to get the dogs their pet passports, so that whenever I go on trips, they can actually come with me. Because I would love for the dogs to be able to, I would love to be able to like interrail around Europe with the girls. I think that would be so fun. I mean, when I tell you that those girls are literally my best friends, if you have a dog, dogs, cats, guinea pig, rabbit, whatever, and it's basically just you and them for a lot of the time, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The amount of times that I've just like spoken for hours to those girls. They don't speak English, but they know emotions. And I genuinely believe that about animals in every form. Okay, I don't know what seasonings my parents have. Again, they're a white couple, so they use very minimal. No shade, I know they're watching. I actually wonder if my mother watches this far. Oh, they have... Okay, I stand corrected. That's a good amount of seasoning. My mother's gonna be angry with me showing the, like, inside of here. Mom, I really don't care. That's a good amount of thing. I take it back. Actually, I would say that my parents are really good cooks. I was just trying to make a joke, because that's like, white people notoriously just don't like their seasoning. It's my nana doesn't like seasoning, but I just think her stomach can't handle it. Why am I telling you that? Like, there's no need for me to tell you that. Okay, what do we have here? We have onion granules. Sure. Let's put some of that in there. Hello? Is anything even coming out? Hello? Oh, there we go. Onion granules. Sure. Garlic powder. Sure. I do love garlic powder. Oh, Jesus, that was a lot. Oops. Smoked paprika? No. Just because I normally would, but it just doesn't go with the butter noodles. Let's be realistic here. Oh, I do kind of enjoy putting a little bit of crushed chilies in. I remember I did that. Oh, it's actually not a lot, but it's gonna overpower the flavor. But this is the most important, is the black pepper. This is really, really, oh. It's really important. Check it. Alright. Thank you, parent seasoning drawer. Alright. Let's mix this around. It's looking good. I just never know how much butter to put in. Because sometimes you make it with such little butter. Sometimes with, wait, too little, then too much. I really am starting to feel the tiredness. But I just like enjoy sitting here and like talking to you. I know I'm standing. Don't be cocky down below that I'm messing up on what I'm saying. I feel like I should put just a little bit more butter in. I feel like I've never used this much butter before. But I'm just like, give me the flavor today. I need it tonight. I didn't think I was still going to be standing here after that flight, so give it to me. So I'm going to let this melt down as well. Oh, all the water has evaporated, by the way. So it's literally just butter in here. Wait, did I? All the water, but there's only butter. Struggling. Okay, I'm going to give this like 30 more seconds, because it's really starting to dry up. I am going to try it on here with you, don't worry. And then we'll say our goodnight. Alright. Oh, it looks creamy. Yummy, 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 yummy. Okay, I think it's done. And by that, I just mean I'm hungry. I want to eat it. So this is what it looks like. Yummy. Nutritional. Oh my god, speaking of like eating spaghetti, in Paris I ordered a spaghetti carbonara and I started eating it and just with a fork, and they were like, no, 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 what are you doing? Wait for the spoon. Then they handed me the spoon and I just put the spoon down and started just using the fork again. If you're quick, you can just do it with the fork. I don't have time to use multiple different devices. Fuck out of here. I mean, I appreciate, you know, the offer, but like, I'm not going to use them. Okay, wait. I also don't chew my food. I have indigestion from not chewing my food. That's really good. That's really good. You know, it leaves like a ring of butter around your lips. Alright, muckers. This is 2:23. Signing off. What a day. Tomorrow needs to be better because I can't do this again. Okay, I love you. Thank you for spending the day with me.